Just out on my daily walk on this gorgeous mid-December day. Just about the only place that you can come to guarantee to escape from the relentless, omnipresent propaganda. This video today is to highlight it and to pay thanks and to send support and show my gratitude to the strong characters who've maintained their dignity, maintained their empathy, maintained their humility, and who are demonstrating a resolve of character and a resilience that is required from a certain number of people in the population in this country and countries across the world in order for us to have a chance of stopping what's going on. And I want to draw a comparison between the people in that group, and I hope I'm one of them, and everybody else, whether they are completely brainwashed into believing these absurdities, or whether they think like us, can see through it, but are simply weak. For the brainwashed ones, the quote from Voltaire springs to mind: those who can make you believe in absurdities can make you commit atrocities. We have seen it time and time and time again throughout history. In fact, the story of man is a story of insanity, deprivation, depravity, suffering, death and destruction, more than it is of law and order and decency. And in that way, the last 60, 70 years have been an anomaly. And being no doubt, there are people in this country who are ready to commit those atrocities should the deemed authority give the order. And to watch society, to observe it, to see the rapid moral degradation, to see the dehumanization, to see the energy being brought down into the gutter, to see the fear in people's eyes peering over the top of their masks, to see the, as I say, totally absurd behaviour that they are engaging in, to watch that and to think that there are tens of millions of people in this country participating in that. And then to compare the people who are actually standing up for something when they are going through the hardest imaginable times in their own lives, dealing with, as I am, bereavement, recent bereavement, depression. They may have a serious health condition that, for obvious reasons, they're not able to get treated. They may be immunocompromised, but are still putting themselves out there. They may be suffering from PTSD, terrible anxiety. Maybe their anxiety is simply because they're seeing this rapid deterioration in society. Yet, despite all that, they are standing up for liberty and freedom, for the right to live in a society that isn't subject to relentless and constant oppression, claustrophobia, censorship, orders, bullying, coercement, and, as I say again, complete absurdities. The difference between the group of people who are leading the fight, and when I say the fight, it's not a fight yet, but the people who are speaking out, whether they have a platform or not, the people who are saying what they actually think and who are backing it up with their behaviours, the people who are organising, rallying, providing leadership, giving out leaflets, giving out papers, going to protests, going to events, connecting with other people and introducing like-minded people to each other. That is right there, is bravery, is the civil disobedience that is required, and is the attempt at maintaining what we had and building on top of it something even better. And set alongside that, what are we putting up with? We are seeing playing out with the other group of people who are either willingly embracing because they're scared, or unwillingly embracing but not having the courage. Embracing what? Embracing a dystopian, nightmarish horror show that isn't fiction, but it is their lives, our lives, their children's lives, our children's lives. You only need to go out into any town centre, into any shop, and you will see the contrast. You will see the guardians of the children's future, and you will see the idiotic or spineless, ignorant imbeciles and cowards intermingling with each other, and you will see the stark contrast. And let me say this, because it's important to understand. Everybody in the Western world has been subject to a vicious psychological attack. Everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, everybody has been subject to it. Now, the difference lies in those who know they've been subjected to it, such as myself, i.e. those who know they've been brainwashed. Because if you don't know you're being brainwashed, you are being brainwashed. And then there are those who don't know they're being brainwashed. They don't know that they have been subjected and continue to be subjected to psychological attack, where they have normalised the most extreme measures, the most extreme behaviours, and allowed them to be implemented in their own lives and their children's lives. So let's remember, as strong as we may be, we are victims of a psychological attack. And as mentally strong as people may be, as psychologically strong, as emotionally intelligent as they may be, that is affecting people. It's affected me, and it's important to acknowledge it. We can't pretend that we're immune to a psychological attack. It's affecting us in different ways. Yes, we are trying our best to maintain our sanity and to provide strength and leadership, and to try to continue to engender this conversation, to demonstrate authenticity and bravery. But it is affecting all of us. We are all having days where we feel like we can't go on anymore. We are beaten down. It's too much. The tide is too difficult to swim against. And that's fine, because ask yourself, what war was ever won with the soldiers fighting 24 hours a day? Well, I'll tell you what war. No war. We are okay. We can allow ourselves to have a day off, a week off, remove yourselves, and remember, above all, because I know people who are very close to me, who I am so proud of because of what they are going through. They are going through hell. They are living a nightmare. They are dealing with things that are unjust, unfair, to the most incredible degree, and yet they are carrying on. And as a final message of support to anybody who is on the right side of history, let's keep it in mind and remember, the people who have gone along with this, the people who have bought into the lies, the people who have engaged in the most extreme and absurd and despicable behaviours, well, they're going to need us. Because when it dawns on them, it will dawn on them all of a sudden. And they will then have to reflect on how they've been taken for a fool, on how everything that they believed in was a complete lie, on how they have damaged and put at risk their own health and their children's health. And they will melt into the ground. They will drop to the floor. So harrowing will the experience be for them. And at that point, they will be useless. So we, the ones who've seen through this for a long, long time now, and who are carrying on every day in the face of such adversity, we are the ones who are tasked with the historic responsibility of hanging in there, of continuing to show grit, of continuing to show resilience, to not be silenced, to not be cowed into submission, no matter what it takes, no matter what the consequences. We are tasked with that historic responsibility. And I think we're all aware of that. And I think we've all picked our hill to die on. And that gives us such strength. Yes, we may not be happy at the moment. I don't think anybody is. But it is not about that. It's about meaning. It's about truth. And it's about representing and, if necessary, fighting for what a society should and needs to be. One that protects the liberties, civil liberties and freedoms for all. And one in which it is the children who are put first. Above everybody else, it is the children who should never, ever have to make any form of sacrifice whatsoever for the adults in any sane and just and moral society. And so many people have forgotten that, either because they've been brainwashed or because they simply don't have the guts and the balls to stand up for their own children. So whether you've got kids or not, and I don't, let's just remember, whatever levels of disgust we now have for certain people in society, and there's a lot of them, it is not the children's fault, and they need people to stand up for them. And that's our responsibility. So it doesn't matter what we're going through. We have to do it for them. And we'll do it for them, and the day will come when this is realised and this is recognised. And then, and only then, but hopefully then, we can finally rest. So, please take this as a measure of my gratitude for anybody who's doing what I've just described. Because without us, we are all going to hell. We are the last bulwark against communism. We are the last stand for freedom. We are the last hope for the children. And in time, when we do win this, history will judge that we were on the right side. So please, keep hanging in there. Keep connecting with each other. Keep speaking your mind. Keep speaking your truth. Don't be scared. Or if you are scared, that's fine. Walk right through it. That's the attitude we need. And that's the attitude that will prevail. All right, I'll speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.